Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ryu, and this is going to be a very quick round review from a round yesterday that we managed to lose. This is one of those rounds that I feel like if you factor in all things, right? Our players are low in HP, but they're now in a 1v2, right? One player with an AK versus two players with an AK. We brought this round back from a 4v2, so a 2v4 into a 2v1 in our favor from a 2v4 in their favor. So we made a tremendous comeback in the round already. Kind of have all the momentum with us. And what happens here is, as you'll see, Dumour's going to run up. Nobody spots him crossing, which is one of the first mistakes that we made here. I'm going to let the round play. They're both kind of holding the same angle, both kind of not really spotting anything, right? There's little to no info being gained here. I'm going to slow this down so I could slide around a little bit pretty freely. Nobody was spotting for the walk-in from CT. Nobody was spotting like this crack in the spools. And Doomer was able to get in the site. And I have the sound off because there's a bug apparently with Civo demos. When there's a caster, it just keeps popping the audio. So you didn't hear him, but he tapped the bomb. And the call in mumble, and this is where some of the communication fell down, was for Uber to wrap to CT, to go through construction and to peek that angle onto the bomb there, right? And in a 2v1 like this, right, you know where the CT has to be, right? There's no mystery. He has to be in the area of the bomb, right? He's going to tap the bomb. When he taps the bomb, it's not like he's going to be back here, right? Like he can't tap the bomb and be new boxes. He's going to tap the bomb. You wait a couple seconds and you peek, and he's probably going to, after, which is exactly what Doomer did, he's going to peek and then adjust his angle, and that's what Doomer did here. And he tapped it, he backed up a little bit, and he slid wide to have a better angle. And Uber, unfortunately for our team, mainline called to him and said, wrap CT. And where the communication breakdown was, Uber didn't say yes, Uber didn't say no, and he didn't do it. So in mainline's head, Uber was wrapping CT, and mainline just needed to stall a couple seconds. Uber would be able to peek from the other angle. And because Uber didn't say, okay, or I'm not doing that, and then didn't do it, the communication really cost us. So what actually ends up happening here, mainline's going to take this first peek, and he's going to peek wide. So he's going to step out and shoot, and that was able to force Doomer off the bomb. Doomer's peeking the crack. He's going to take a couple shots, and he's going to take him down. And if I can quickly get over to Uber's POV. So Uber, unfortunately, is shooting. This is the angle without X-ray on. So what we saw, and I'm going to draw it over the map. So just pretend that this map isn't here. We saw mainline went wide to this wall here. And Uber peaked shorter than that and has a different angle, right? So the angle from here is much sharper. And we saw mainline have a much better chance of getting this kill than we see Uber getting it. And when we talked about it in post game, Uber said, he didn't want to wrap to CT. He wanted to stay with his teammate and play the trade. And that's fine. This is a round that there's probably 10 different ways for our team to win. And that's one of them. The problem is the angle Uber then took didn't allow him a chance. He then pulls his knife out and jumps away, which essentially lets Doomer reset and have another 1v1. And what Doomer ends up doing is the exact same thing. He taps the bomb, and then he plays an angle. He throws a flash, and what if I can capture it correctly, right here, I think I got it. So Uber doesn't see anything on this angle, and Doomer already knows that his arm is there. So Uber, after not going wide enough to take that battle, is now on an angle because of his proximity to the wall. And I'm not going to cover this too in depth. There's a bunch of other videos that do it. There's a couple things here. There's what's known as a left eye peek versus a right eye peek is the first one, which means that Doomer, in this angle, right? Like if I'm drawing Doomer's head is here, right? His left eye is the one that's going to get the information against that wall, right, where he sees the arm. If that makes sense to you. Right, like I can't do it without this overlay up, but we know Uber is like right here, right, and this is the angle that Doomer's peeking, so it's from the left side, and the angle that Uber's peeking in reverse, right, Doomer is through this wall right here, right, if I put the X-ray on, okay, so he's right here, and this is the angle that Uber's peeking, so that's a right eye peek versus a left eye peek. Again, not going to go super in depth on that, but the other thing is the proximity to the wall. Doomer is about 30 feet, maybe 20 feet off that wall, and Uber is about 2 feet off the wall. And that's just going to allow for Dumor to see him first. So Uber didn't peek wide enough, didn't communicate to his teammate, missed a couple of the shots, which were not easy shots to hit because the angle he took against Dumor, shooting through the spools. And then on this angle, you'll see how it plays out. Dumor's just going to spam the corner of the wall, and Uber really never had a chance there. So around like that, if you're in a 2v1, communication is huge, right? We saw it kind of break down initially where nobody was spotting this, right? We could have probably taken a couple pot shots here. I'm going to let this play out so I can move around. Nobody kind of spotted this, right? Which is a pretty safe angle pretty safe angle, maybe an off angle like this where you'll see if he crosses, but if he pre-fires, usually you pre-fire a little bit of a different angle than this one. If you're off angle just like that. We didn't have anybody kind of spotting this, right? This is an easy one. As the guy runs up or jumps up, you can at least see his arm. You can tag him and maybe even get the kill if he's jumped up on the grill. We didn't see that happen. So that communication kind of and the positioning was bad to start with when we're both here. And then what happened is, the call again was for Uber to wrap this way. It's definitely a way to win that round, right? If Dumor taps the bomb, mainline takes a couple shots and just doesn't peek and lets Uber wrap, that's one way to do it. Or if they both peek together at kind of different angles, it's a way to win it. And the way that it was played is obviously not the way to win it, as we ended up losing that round. Just wanted to cover that. There's times where I'll say I feel like we lost a match versus the team won it. Situations like that are rounds that we lost more than they won it. Dumor didn't nothing against Dumor. He did everything he needed to do to punish the mistake, but it was our mistakes that let him have a chance in a round that we should probably win 8 or 9 times out of 10. So I get a lot of requests to do things like this. This is just a very, very quick round because it was something that we talked a lot about in the debrief last night. So I just wanted to capture that. If you guys have any thoughts, concerns, questions, feedback, certainly appreciate it. And as always, I really appreciate you guys watching.